Hello, it's Steve with CarSmart in Niagara Falls, and we got an eye-turner for you today. This is a 2019 Ram 1500 quad cab, obviously, a four-door, 4x4 with the 5.7 Hemi, and this has just 137,700 kilometers. I actually sold this truck to the gentleman about 4 years ago, and his needs have changed, moved, etc., etc., and he's traded it back in for more of a four-door sedan sporty car. And but again, this car is immaculate. It has a spotless Carfax, over basically like 40 service records since brand new. It's been extremely well taken care of. I took it in from its original owner, say back 4 years ago, and again, been well kept through both its ownership. Clean Carfax history, and again, lots and lots of options on it. 8-speed overdrive, automatic transmission, what's called a ZF torque flight automatic, so that gears it down for much better fuel economy. It's got an 8,070 pound trailer towing capacity. It's all set up with trailer towing package from the factory. It's got the Borg Warner electronic shift on the fly transfer case, shifting from 2-wheel drive to 4 high to 4 low. Class 4 trailer hitch with both 4 and 7-pin connectors. Ignition orange, and this is actually a package they have, is the ignition orange package, which again certainly makes it a head turner. And then on top of that, it has both the express package and express black package. That's all the blacked out accents. Of course, you can see things like the blacked out wheels. And it's got real nice Firestone tires on it, all weather, sort of what we call an all-terrain tire, the Destination XTs, and those are an LT rated tire as well. If you're a truck guy, you're a woman, you know an LT rated tire has more plies of a radial tire, sidewall beefed up. So this is a heavier duty tire that's really designed to carry A, heavier loads, or B, take more abuse. If you're into rough country, getting into that fishing hole through a logging road, etc., etc., again, these much less likely to let you down in rough country, going over stumps and all the rest of it. Again, it's an LT 275 60R20, so those are 20-inch wheels, and of course locking wheel nuts, which you want on a truck like this, because those are expensive tires and wheels to replace. All kinds of extras on it. You can see, I forgot to turn on the lights here, so let me do that first and get an idea. Of course, you've got your headlights here. Fog lights are activated just by pushing in there. The other light down below, I'll flip it on now, but that's a rear bed light that illuminates from overhead. So, see down below, you've got your fog lights up top, and of course your parabolic reflectors up there. Of course, with the blackout package, we've got all the colored grille with the inlaid black sort of egg crate grille. It's got a flush ABS hood liner, beautiful stripe package with sort of faux air intake scoops on the hood. Real good looking. And look at those, again, those are factory running boards. You can see the Ram step rails on those there now. Factory tinted glass, so everything from the B-pillar back is factory tinted, and then it's got an additional sort of aftermarket tint up front, giving it a more consistent look. This is a factory or Ram sort of quad fold tonneau cover. So this is a hard shell tonneau cover. These are not cheap. Flip this down. I'll open this up here. A little trickier to do with one arm. Let's do what we can here with this. There we go. Now this flips and folds again in 4 ways. Now it sort of folds back and then forward again, so it folds down so they all stack here. Then you've got tie down hooks and snaps to sort of hold it in place, so that you don't want to be driving on the highway like that, because the wind could catch it and rip them back and do some damage and whatnot. But it allows you to maintain your cargo cover in place and still hold lots of cargo. So it's got a factory spray-in liner down below, and it's got like a rubber bed mat which sort of cushions your loads and things aren't bouncing around as much. And then you'll see in here a full set of front and rear WeatherTech mats to go with it. It also has the carpet mats, which we have down right now. So 2 sets of mats. These are our factory trailer towing plugs, a 4-pin for lighter duty trailer towing, typically up to about 3,500 pounds, and then a 7-pin wiring harness down below. 7-pin gives you that electric brakes, so when you get into heavier trailer towing, often up over 4,000, 5,000 pounds, trailers will typically come with electric trailer brakes to assist in your braking, especially for emergency stops. You've got backup camera. The power locks also cycle and lock your rear tailgate, so that's all operated with the your keyless remote or your inside switch. Of course, continuation of that Hemi blackout package. Now, it's important to note these just use regular gas. No need for mid-grade or premium. Up top there, you've got a third brake light. Plus, I've flipped on that rear cargo lamps as well. So you have those cargo lamps up top, and you'll also see here cargo lamps in either corner. These are LED lights that illuminate once we've opened it up. And it's got additional WeatherTech vent visor shades. So it really complements the whole package. Naturally, keyless remote entry. We have 2 working keys. You know, nice big pockets and door storage. Sort of, you know, holds your large water bottles, etc. Auto down windows for the front. So that's just a sort of a one-touch roll down, and same going back up. Power windows, of course. Power door locks. Safety lockout. That would lock out the rear power windows as well as the right front should you have children in those positions. This has been crown rust proof several times, and you'll see the rust proofing plugs here that allow access to these box sections that can't easily be get to, and they stick a wand in there and spray that through, and it creeps down into all those crevices, and well, it's really paid off because the body is mint on these. Diesel gray interior, and it's sort of they call it a 40-20-40 split seats. So this flips and folds up, so you do have 3-person seating capacity. There is there's of course your cup holders here. There's also a very large storage area, USB connectors, which we'll show you in a moment here as well. Headlights do have an automatic auto on off positioning. Of course, I've got them manually set now for demonstration purposes. This is our sort of interior lighting dimmer switch, and then that's that rear bed light switch. Nice big hefty grab handles to get up and in. 20-inch wheels give it a higher ground clearance, so it certainly sits high. You've got again just 137, 736 clicks on it, as you can see. And then it's a full multifunctional dash that you can change through the sort of the driver's steering wheel to access things. Before I do that, of course, you will see things like an ambient or outside temperature display. These lights up here are just telling us our daytime lights are on, our low beams, as well as our fog lights. And of course, we've got fuel gauge, you know, pretty conventional. Now, we can change that digital speedometer readout to miles per hour through this controller. That we can, let's go back here, and so you can see here where we can get into things like vehicle info, fuel economy, trip odometers for A and B, a measured center, screen setup, all different options here, and then menu off. Now, right now, this also has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course, as well as AM, FM, Sirius XM, satellite radio, so all nice beefed up system. It's got the big 8.4 Uconnect system, so it's 8.4 inches and full color, and this is a touch screen. So right now I have it plugged in, so as mentioned earlier, underneath that center armrest you've got 2 USB ports as well as an auxiliary audio input port. I've got my phone hooked in there, and of course lots of space for other stuff, in addition to sort of 3 large drink holders in there as well. So if you're familiar with CarPlay, or sort of the Android equivalent called Android Auto, so depending on what type of cell phone you may have, you can just plug it in and it will automatically read it. You authorize it to yes to use CarPlay or Android, and then you've got a whole menu of options. So like for example on the CarPlay main menu, you can see all your music apps. So whether you use Spotify, I typically use Amazon Music, but I also have other, Apple Music that came, of course, with the phone. Again, all your various music streaming services are available. You probably notice the text messaging and your phone app. So again, this gives you hands-free technology with voice control, just like you would with a Bluetooth hands-free setup. You can access your text by by here. So for example, incoming text will sort of, a little red dot will alert you that a text has just come through. If I hit the button, it will then sort of digitize and sort of speak the message to me, and then I can choose to respond by voice, which is all controlled right from the voice recognition button here on the steering wheel, and it will send the text back. And you can review your message before sending it out, and then authorize yes, send. So it's just like doing hands-free phone calling, but it's hands-free texting, keeping it safe and legal. Again, various map options. There's a Google Map option right now, which is kind of neat because you have the bigger sort of Google Map overlays is what I'm trying to say. You can see all your various parks and cities, and of course Niagara Falls, Niagara River there showing down below. When we go into reverse, and again you've got sort of a rotary controller here, you'll see your reverse backup camera with sort of variable parking assist guidelines. So as I turn this will illuminate and turn and give me an idea where I'm backing into. So that's certainly helpful when it comes to parking. Now I see I've got a customer that has just pulled on the lot, so I'm going to have to take a break here in a moment. Of course, you've got your transmission selector, your two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, high and low, and it does have a neutral mode. So if you're doing flat towing, behind a bigger vehicle, where you want to sort of hook it up to a dolly and pull this vehicle on the wheels, you can do that without turning the front transfer case. Then we've got dual zone automatic climate control, air conditioning, traction control, VSC, tow haul mode for your transmission. Now you can also control the transmission right from the steering wheel as well. You'll see on the right spoke where your cruise control switches are. You can gear up, gear down through that 8-speed automatic transmission with that. Now, as mentioned, I will take a quick break here and be right back to finish up. Okay, we're back. So where we left off, we were talking about the four-wheel drive system. Now there's another neat little sort of pull-out sort of tray here for extra stuff storage. Of course, you've got the tray down below, and as we talked about, that flip-up armrest. Then you sort of have a dual level, sort of an open shelf sort of glove box up top, as well as an opening glove box down below. So lots of space to store your gear. Up top we have a auto dimming rear view mirror, dual sort of visor vanity mirrors. And of course, these have the shade extenders, so these swing and cover a larger field. Up top, you'll notice both on the driver's side and the passenger side, these overhead sort of microphones. This is what's picking up your voice when we're talking, on the phone or doing any voice commands. So it's there for both driver and passenger. All our books and manuals, storage case, warranty books, as you can see, wheel lock key, second vehicle key, and here is the Carfax history report. No accident damage. Again, 23 different service records. I think I said it was closer to 30, but anyway, I was wrong with that. But you see, it originally came out of the Burlington area, and then been in Niagara Falls since 2023. That's when we serviced it and sold it to the current customer, who traded it just a couple of weeks ago. So anyway, lots of service you can see here at White's Automotive, and again, nice clean history, what everybody's looking for. Height adjustable seat belts over here on the pillar. You've got active head restraints that reduce whiplash. One thing I should do is just sort of go through the main screen. We talked about the CarPlay and whatnot, but when we go back into the main media screen, let me just go back here. Oh, that's the turn off setting, excuse me, here. So this is kind of our main menu, and then if we get into the various media setup, okay, well actually that's playing the CarPlay there. My apologies. So let's go into radio controls. Of course, you got AM, FM, Sirius XM, as we talked about earlier. We can go into our climate control screens. So it's a dual zone, so we can set independent controls on the climate side. And a lot of these have sort of dual access, so you can control it through the touch screen, or for example, you can see here you've got sort of a plus minus for your temperature. You can also change your combination airflows, but you can sort of fine-tune and get more controls through the touchscreen, so it just gives you more options. These are various apps through the through the RAM system as well. You can set up Wi-Fi hotspots, of course control your backup camera settings, on assist, activated services, different settings. So lots of options in there for personalization. Now let's swing around to the back. We'll open up the rear. These are a nice big vehicle, lots and lots of space. Obviously we have the seats folded up, and these are again a split, or let's say a folding rear seat I should say. On the underside here, before I do that, you'll see you've got nice sort of deep sort of storage bins, obviously cup holders, rear heat and air conditioning vents, both through the center console as well as underneath here on the floor itself. Flipping down the seat, obviously you've got 3 across seating, you've got latch, isofix, anchor points for car seats. Overhead you've got little hooks there for hanging your jacket or your dry cleaning and any of that kind of fancy stuff. Oh, somebody's trying to call me there. We'll let that go. Childproof door locks in the back. Got, again, it's just regular gas. I think I mentioned that earlier. And then, of course, we did already go through the back here. So one last thing we'll do is let's open up the hood, which is right here. And it is spotless in here as well. Gosh, look at that. 5.7 Hemi V8. This is a 400 and, gosh, where's the power rating? Let me just pull up my notes here. 395 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque. This is a monster. And it's all normally aspirated, no turbocharging, no supercharging, no direct injection. So reliability on these are really very, very good, because we're not getting into a lot of this new tech that, albeit creates more power, but also can create more headaches and more service issues. Nice big hydraulic struts, and when you look around you can see inside not a lick of rust anywhere on this. Very well looked after. Ignition orange with the black package, all loaded up. This is at CarSmart in Niagara Falls. Thanks for watching.